pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you everybody for coming. Everybody has an agenda. Start with a roll call, please.
Supervisor Alberico.
Here.
Trustee Boyce. Here. Trustee Lewandowski.
Here.
Commissioner Shalinski.
Here.
Trustee Bodisich.
Here.
Assessor Mason.
Here.
Trustee Morelli.
Here.
And myself.
All right, that it. And let the minutes indicate that Mr. Spooner is here filming. All right, I called this workshop to go over the amended senior budget for the year. Now that since at the workshop last month, we did make the decision to take over the bus service in-house as opposed to farming it out, standard shuttle. We had to create line items so we can pay the drivers what they were getting paid. So this is the amended budget. Now on the back of the amended budget, I have stapled to make it easier for your pleasure. Is an easier way to read it. This is what we appropriated. This is what we have in the balance. This is what we'll spend, what will be approved, and this is what we got will be left. Basically what I did was take out the standard shuttle line item. I paid the buses out of that line item that we bought, the 2 buses, and I took because that was a surprise expense on senior budget this year. I created the line items to pay the driver's salary and administration salary. We had to come up with the life insurance for the people, the IMRF. Basically, that's all. Everything else, pretty much the end number of $601,100 is exactly what it was in our old budget. All I did was change numbers around to make it fit. So we're not increasing our senior fund at all, our budget at all. It's staying exactly the same as what it was. But I would like to get your, we don't vote on it here. This is basically, I want you guys to understand what we're doing. If you have any questions or if you need any changes, let me know. Otherwise, tomorrow I'm gonna have our Denise do whatever she needs to do as far as posting it and getting it published so we can get it passed in December.
What line item did you take the administrative and the drivers out of?
The administrator and the drivers came out of land purchase. You can see land purchase, the last one in the line item, used to be at $300,000. Now it's at $200,000.
We don't have a copy of the old one, right? This is just all the new one.
This is the new one, yeah, I didn't think I guess I could have gotten a copy of that, I didn't think of that. To be quite honest with you. I know everybody had a copy when we approved it last, when February, March. I guess we approved it in April. Yeah, in April. But actually, I wanted to make sure that you all understood that the bottom number, $601,100, is exactly the same as what was on there. This is, I mean, every month I send you the same thing, and you see that number is always the same on the recaps and everything that we send every month in our packet.
So you took $100,000 out of land and put it into administration and drivers.
Drivers,
and then
health
where the rest
insurance,
of it?
IMRF,
Okay.
and we put a little bit more in miscellaneous, bus maintenance in case something comes up in bus. If we lose transmission, something to that effect, something major comes up, we have to have a line item in case, hopefully we're never going to spend it. But, you know, We do. We also put, the bus purchase of,
And these are all new line items, correct?
the new, yeah, those are all new
FICA,
line items.
Medicare, IMRF,
Right,
liability insurance, and unemployment, those are all.
new line items, I believe, yep. We did bring up contingency, I believe, a little bit more in case of as we had
Okay.
extra money from the $100,000, and anything that was left over, I put in contingency in the bus maintenance in case of an emergency, something breaks, a new tire is something big. I didn't want to change the bottom number at all.
No, I know you said you didn't change.
And it doesn't look like we're gonna be buying land anytime soon. From our senior fund. So does anybody have any questions or wanna digest it more before we just go on to our next, item?
Well, under senior programs, Ron, I mean, just going on the list, I mean, standard shuttle, I mean, basically that's us, that's just us providing service now, or what?
Yeah, standard shuttle no longer exists.
Can we
Well,
change
right.
that to Lockport shuttle?
I wonder why you got a standard shuttle,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
Where's,
Or just senior transportation.
or,
I
it's
mean,
not on,
it's-
there is no standard shuttle on this line item, is there?
Yes,
Where?
on
Right
the
under
first one.
senior programs, the very first line.
$130,580. Yep.
front page.
Probably.
Yeah, I see where you're at now.
Well, you're seeing it in the back.
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
I'm looking at
It's
this
not
one.
both, it's right here, Ron. Yes, but it's also in the back too.
Right.
So if we just rename it, we
Yeah,
want to rename it here.
I'll have to ask that tomorrow. I thought that was why we did this. I had the accountant come in and we talked about that.
I don't know that you've ever really talked about renaming it, though. And
No, we haven't, but
No.
as long as we own it, we may as well.
No, right.
Yeah.
Just so there's no confusion.
It could be Lockport Standard Shuttle, Lockport Township Standard Shuttle, or just,
I would keep the standard out.
Yeah.
Lockport Township shuttle, how about that?
Yeah.
yeah, Lockport Township Senior Shuttle, you got it. Lockport Township
Roll
Senior
I'm gonna ask
Shuttle.
about that tomorrow. I'll ask Sherry first thing, well, it'll be first thing in the morning, I'm going to our meeting.
It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's different.
Lockport Township Senior Shuttle.
Would be
Senior
a
shuttle.
suggestion.
I don't know why that line item's in there. I thought that was gonna be, that was the whole purpose of doing this, is to get that standard shuttle out of there, because they're no longer.
Well, here.
Well,
here's-
no, wait a minute, no.
It's halfway through the year.
Yeah, it's halfway through the year. We do have to, I think it was because the buses are being paid out of that, the new buses were paid out of there. I
Are
think
they
that's
paid
why
in
they
full
left
now?
it in there. They are paid for it, yes.
So this,
So there won't be that $9,000 balance, $9,720.65. Should be there at the end of the year, I believe.
so you started with 130 and you've got 9720 left.
Right.
135.80.
That's what we paid Standard Shuttle out of. That's what, before everything happened with Standard Shuttle, and we cut out we came to the end of our contract. That's what the contract was for.
I think that's why you had to leave the name there, because there is some monies paid out to them. Can't just do a line item.
Yeah, there was
I
money
think-
spent out in the budget year,
Yeah.
so it has to be in there for the budget of the year. Next year, when we do our April, in February, we'll get our budgets approved or set up, we will take that one out. That has to be in there for the rest of this year, though, you're right. Any other questions or comments or? Hearing none, I will instruct our clerk to proceed and get it, whatever we need to do, get it posted, get it in the paper for a 30-day And then we'll have a public hearing on our December meeting.
December 14th.
December 14th meeting at 6:30 before the regular meeting.
That is correct.
And we'll get that approved for the rest of the year, and that should take care of our senior dilemmas that we've come across this year.
So it's 6:30 on December 14th?
December 14th, we will have to have a public hearing.
6:30?
And just to remind everybody that the budget can be changed while it's on display for 30 days.
Right.
Ron, just under that liabilities, if you said that Medicare, IMRF, that's for the new employee?
Right.
That's not for the drivers or nothing? 'cause they're
Well, I
all
tell you what, the
part-time, right?
drivers, because 2 of the drivers are working 3 days a week,
Hmm.
they will be going over 1,000 hours. And by law, we have to give it to them. So 2 of the drivers will get IMRF, the other 2 drivers, 1 driver won't, and we will be bringing in another driver 2 days a week. He won't either. Otherwise, we'd have to hire a bunch of drivers at 2 days a week,
Hmm.
and I don't know if we can get anybody to take a job. All right. I have nothing else. I will go into our next part, which is our building project. At this point, I would like to go to an executive session for buildings, if that's okay. So I need a motion to go out of regular session. So I got a motion to go out of regular. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I got a second by Jen. Okay, thank you very much.
You have to read the disclaimer thing, though.
At 7.
Oh, we're going in for a building.
Put all of them in, right?
By law, we have the right to go
We
in.
can do that, but there's a little disclaimer thing.
You have to mention for the purposes of.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
purposes of
For all the purposes, right?
Not all of them. I don't think I have it.
I believe you did it correctly, going to executive session to
Okay.
talk about the building. That's the only thing you're going to talk about, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're going into executive session. All right, thank you very much. Now,